Congratulations, Lomas Brown, man, making the next round here, semifinalists. I'm not saying this because I'm with the Detroit Lions. Like, to me, I don't care what team he was on or how long he played or where he started. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, man. Hell of a dude, hell of a player, productive, that long, that many years, durability, production, the whole thing. So, congrats to him, man. Onward.
You played with him in New York. What kind of teammate was he?
It's a great teammate, man. One of those you never forget. Look at him back there. There you go, brother. I didn't even see you. Good. Loved you, dude. He was a great teammate. He was the guy that he just wanted to help you. Like, you know, whatever help. Look, I'll never forget. I brought this up. All right, we're playing Washington. Bruce Smith. We got like a play pass. He's right on my head. I'm like, oh, here we go. Came on. He just swats me, right? Bruce Smith just freaking swats me. And there's LB, dude. He's there to help me. He's like, I got you. You know, really just covered for me when really he had another job to do. He's supposed to kind of help the guard. He comes back, he helps me. But unbelievable teammate, man. Always upbeat, never a bad day, willing to do whatever for a teammate, and just a hell of a player. Hell of a player, man, productive player. So a guy that you talk about reliability, dependability, that was him.
Put him in the hall.
I'll tell you what, and we're going to embarrass him. Okay, I can see the smile already. Let me say this: when my wife met this guy, do you know what she said? Like when he
Boy,
left,
could he eat wings?
No, she didn't say that. That was his brother. My wife goes, that might be the nicest human being I've ever met, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. Let's welcome him in. Lomas Brown, of course, sports host on WJR, commentator for the Lions, and a Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalist. How you doing, Lo?
Hey, Lo.
I'm good. You know what? My wife is going to kill me with all this stuff in the background, dishes, everything. She's going to kill me if she sees this interview, man. But I'm doing good. And one other thing. Steak and weed. I'm like, I've never heard of that combination before. I was cracking up when I heard that advertisement there.
Oh, no, we going to have fun on Saturday, Lom. You know that.
I see that.
Hey, Lo, I know you're not a guy that likes to talk about himself, but how's this feel for you, man? I mean, you had a long and illustrious career. To be a semifinalist, you know everybody's pulling for you. What does this mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. It really does, Sean. I mean, you know, for your peers to feel that way about you. And I played against and played with a lot of Hall of Fame guys. And, you know, for these guys, for me to be on this list of the last 25 guys, you know, it's just wonderful, man. You look at the list of guys that I'm on with right now, and, you know, it's the cream of the cream. And just to be mentioned with those guys, man, it's so humbling. And like I say, since it's the day before Thanksgiving, I'm going to say I'm so thankful. I really am, man. I really am.
I'll tell you, Lo, you played for some wonderful teams, and that Lions team that you played for back in the 90s was a special team, and they had a shot to win it all. And, you know, things happened, and Mike Utley goes down against the Rams, Andelsack the following year. And Sean brought up something that you got out there and you talked to the team during that Thanksgiving Day game. And you said, we got to go here, guys. We got a fallen teammate. Tell us about that day and that team, Lo.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just watching that clip, and I have to thank Bill Keenis because he's the one I was reluctant to give that speech, and he talked me into it. And, you know, because your emotions game day, right before the game, man, you have a certain mindset, man. And, you know, just to be able to talk to the fans and talk about Mike Utley and what he meant to us and what he'll always mean to us, you know, it kind of puts you in a different mindset. But I look back on it all these years later, and I'm so happy I did that because, you know, he was such a, and still is such a great part of Lions history. And for that to happen to a 24-year-old in the prime, man, when things were, he had the whole world looking forward to him. It was just crushing back then, but he led us. That led us the rest of the season, and it helped us get the 12 wins and one game away from the Super Bowl. So it was a special time back then, man. I'm really appreciative that I was the one that got an opportunity to talk to not only my teammates, but talk to the fans about that.
Lomas, I know I've told you this before. That's my favorite game I ever went to as a fan in the regular season. And honest to God, you set the tone. Like, seriously, I mean, there was an electricity in the building, and the bully came in the Chicago Bears, and you punched the bully in the mouth, and he didn't know how to respond. And it was just such a wonderful memory. It really was. Lomas Brown kindly joining us. Lo, you've got to experience this as a player. You get to experience as a broadcaster. And it's so funny. I don't know if you heard Joe Burrow talking about it. Here's a kid that didn't grow up anywhere near here. And he talked about waking up and watching the Lions on Thanksgiving morning. It is literally in the DNA of the National Football League, the Lions' traditional game on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Sean, that's why, a few years ago they were talking about taking it away from us, and you couldn't do that because, like you said, it's in the DNA. It's like the Lions started this tradition, and I'm so happy the better heads got together and thought about that and thought that was a terrible idea, because we are Thanksgiving Day. We start the whole day off, and always remember Wayne Fonts always saying, look, you guys could lose every game this year, but we don't lose on Thanksgiving. And it was a special tradition, and it was something that we really took to heart, that we wanted to play well and win on Thanksgiving, not only for us, but for the fans, because like you say, it's just such a tradition around there. So, it's here and it'll be here to stay. I don't think it'll ever go anywhere. It is our game. Thanksgiving Day is our game, the Detroit Lions.
Hey, Lo, I keep going back to those teams, those Lions teams with the great Barry Sanders, Herman Moore, Johnny Morton, Brett Perriman, Lomas Brown, all these players, Benny Blades. How the hell did that team not win a Super Bowl?
I know, man, Maz, I think about the same thing. You throwing Jerry Ball, you throwing Chris Spielman, and Ray Crockett, and you talk about Mel Gray and Jim Arnold, Eddie Murray, Jason Hans. I mean, the list can go on and on about some of the great players that we had on that team. And you're right about that. You're right. That's the one thing I'm telling you. I just wish, I was able to win a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. But I always wish, man, that Super Bowl ring had the Detroit Lions on it, because we knew what it meant to this state, what it meant to this community. And we always had people pulling for us. And you can see it today. You can feel it with the fans today, how much they pull for this team now, the Dan Campbell-led teams. And they really want it, and we deserve it, man. Our fans are some of the best fans in the NFL. I say the best fans in the NFL, and we really deserve it.
I'll tell you, man, as much as a fan as I was of Wayne Fonts, I mean, he could break up a room. I mean, my owner, what do you mean I'm fired? I mean, I love everything about the guy. But if you had Dan Campbell coaching that team or a guy like him, I think you win the damn thing.
Yeah, even some of the coordinators, if you think about a Ben Johnson, or you think about Aaron Glenn or Calvin Shepard, even some of the assistant coaches that Dan Campbell has on this staff and had on this staff, you're right about that, Maz. I mean, we were just maybe a quarterback away. I mean, it was just
ain't no maybe about it.
I mean, it pains me sometimes when I think about the talent we had, and yet and still we never were able to get to the promised land.
God.
Yeah, that's tough, Loam. That's tough. But once again, well-deserved. Congratulations on you becoming a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame. You going to be in there. I already put you in there mentally, so you going to be in there, Loam. But want to dive into this game because this is easily like the Lions' most important game this regular season.
Yeah.
A lot at stake. And, you know, this past few weeks with this Lions offense just has not looked like the Lions offense of old or the Lions offense that we had become used to. What do you attribute to some of the struggles going on with the offense right now, and what ways can they correct that going into this game?
Yeah, so it's a couple of things I say. I say one, penalties have been bad for us, and they've been timely penalties. And what happens with these penalties is it puts us in third and long situations. And I don't care who you are, what personnel you have. It's hard converting third and longs in the NFL.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I know we're going to have to clean up on both sides of the ball. You know, the offensive line. And you know, not to bash those guys, but we got a lot of young guys in the middle of that offensive line. And we've been rotating guys in the middle of that offensive line. And you know, when you're not able to practice together, you can't get that chemistry going on the offensive line. And I just think right now, the chemistry isn't where it needs to be at. Now, I have all the trust in Hank Fraley that he could get this thing corrected, but it's been kind of up and down with the offensive line and some of the protections and maybe some of the run scheme that we've been trying to do. I think that's kind of been a problem too. And, you know, I give these defenses their props. I mean, they got the blueprint from Minnesota. They know that what they have to do is try to stop our run and pressure Jared. New York wasn't as successful, especially against the run, because Jahmyr Gibbs, I mean, that's a special dude. That's a special guy.
There goes that man.
Know, oh, yes, he is, man. But, you know, so it's just little things that the reason why I'm encouraged is because it's not real big, major things. It's small things that we have to clean up here and there. And if we do that, I can see the offense starting to get back in rhythm. And no better time than this Thursday because, like you say, I think this is the biggest game of the year. Not to say anything bad about them people in Illinois, but the Kings of the North will be either Green Bay or Detroit.
Hear, hear.
Hey, I hear you, Loam, and you're the perfect person to ask this question because I'm glad you brought up Gibbs. That's been the topic of conversation all week. Gibbs is such a revelation that people are comparing him to a guy that you played with in number 20 and Barry Sanders. What's your take on that comparison? Can Gibbs be as good or better than Barry Sanders as he is?
So I'll say this. I'll say the most impressive thing for Jahmyr Gibbs that I've seen over these 3 years is his vision. Now, his vision is on par with what Barry's done. I'm not going to even lie to you, man. How he sets up his blocks, how he sees things, that's where I give him the comparison with Barry. But, bruh, it ain't going to never be another number 20.
Hey, I hear you.
I'm sorry, man. And I love Jahmyr. I love him to death, man. But think about the longevity. Think about what Barry did. Barry averaged 1,300 yards per season.
Yeesh.
Every year that he was in the league, man. Think about that for 10 years. Think about that, man. You'll see some running backs, yeah, they'll get over 1,000 yards this season. Next season, look at Saquon Barkley. You know, next season, it's a down year. Barry never had a down year. Like I say, he averaged over 1,300 yards every year that he was in the league. Now, that speed that Jahmyr has, now that's some speed I think I've never seen before. That's some speed. Now, I give Jahmyr that. Man, the acceleration, the way he's able to stick his foot in the ground and just go. To see him outrun cornerbacks that have angles on him, that's something I've never seen before. But, you know, number 20, Barry Sanders, man, he's always going to be the GOAT to me. Not just because I blocked for him, because I witnessed it. I seen it for myself. So I'll give him the vision. I'll give him the same. But man, there'll never be another number 20.
No.
Lomas, I'm the cantankerous old guy here too. The kids don't know. They just don't know. Back in my day, I back what you say 100% there, man. There will never be another Barry. Lo, always appreciate you. Make sure you check out Lo with Dan and TJ on the broadcast. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the fam, your lovely wife, Wendy. And tell Gary I got those wings waiting anytime you guys can come over, all right?
Thank you, Lomas.
I will, man. Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you guys, too, man.
Thanks, Lo.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey,
Congrats
thank you,
again.
All right, Lomas
Thank
Brown
you.
kindly